Now we will discuss about non-primitive types in JavaScript. Non-primitive types in JavaScript. What are the non-primitive types in JavaScript? We will discuss now. Non-primitive types are a reference types which is stored in a heap memory, and this heap memory specifies multiple locations to store values. They do not have any fixed value. The value varies according to the browser memory. This heap memory specifies multiple locations to store the value. Our non-primitive types in JavaScript will be stored in a heap memory like this. This is a heap memory. Heap memory specifies multiple locations Heap memory specifies multiple locations to store the value. For example, like this, we will be having multiple locations in our heap memory to store the value. They do not have any fixed value. The value varies according to browser memory. First, we will make a note about this, then we will see real world examples. The non-primitive types are reference types stored in memory heap. The heap memory specifies multiple locations to store values. Hence, they do not have any fixed value. The value varies according to browser memory. We will see what are the types of non-primitive types are there in our JavaScript. The JavaScript non-primitive types are we have array. Array is a non-primitive type in JavaScript. And next we have object. And next we have regular expression. These are the non-primitive types in our JavaScript. We will discuss briefly about all these. three types. First we will discuss about array. First one, array. What is array? Arrays in programming are used to reduce overhead and complexity. Means array stores our data in a sequential manner. This reduces overhead and complexity. That means each memory will be having a index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a array memory structure. Each memory will be having a index number. With this, it reduces overhead and complexity to retrieve or to store any data in our JavaScript array. For example, I want to retrieve my fifth element. It's very easy to retrieve by using index number. By using index number, we can retrieve the data which is there in my fifth index. This is how arrays in programming are used to reduce overhead and complexity. We will make a note about this. Arrays in programming are used to reduce overhead and complexity. Arrays can reduce overhead by storing values in sequential order. Just now we have discussed about this. Arrays can reduce complexity by storing values multiple values under the reference of single name. This makes to reduce overhead and complexity. JavaScript array is a collection of various types of values. And also JavaScript array size can be changed dynamically. And our array type in JavaScript represents a stack, queue, hash table and enumeration. This you can see in collections of any of programming languages in server side, and that too we have in our JavaScript. Array type represents a stack, queue, hash table or enumeration. The array types are defined by using double brackets or array constructor. We can use array symbols or array constructor. We will see the syntax of array. Syntax var names. I want to store multiple names. We can store inside array by using array type, and also we can store by using var names is equal to, just now we have discussed, by using array constructor. By these two types we can define arrays in our JavaScript. We will see an example how to use JavaScript arrays in our web page. Just go to Visual Studio Code, create a new file, a12.html. Inside this, doc type HTML, head section and body section. Inside head section we have script tag. Inside script tag I want to write a function f1. Inside this function I want to create array where I want to create a product array. I want to mention any product like with number 1 mobile, and I want to mention some price like any 13,000 50 comma. Then I want to mention stock is available or not. I want to mention as true, available. So I want to see this product array has my output in my browser. How is it possible? Document dot write. Inside write function. First I want to see ID. How we can see ID? Just use product. You have to use array index number. Our product ID array index number is 0. Index number start with 0. Next I want to use line break. Next I want to print name of the product. Product and array index number of my name is 2. Product name is 2. Sorry, 1. Then I want to use line break. Then I want to print price. Product array index number 2. Then I want to print is in stock or not. Is in stock. Product array index number is 3. Now I have to call this function f1. What we are doing here, I have created a product array with mobile. This is my product array. How it is storing inside my JavaScript heap memory? 1 mobile, 13,000 true. I will show you. It will create an array. Inside this array, it will store product ID, product name, and is in stock or not, and price. Product ID has 1. Next, product name. Next, product price. Next, is in stock or not. True, it is in stock. This is how our product array will be stored in heap memory with index number starting with 0. And 1, 2, 3. By using this index number, I want to print my product array in my browser. That's the reason inside document.write I am using my product variable name. By using product variable name, by using array index, I am printing my product ID, product name, product price, and product is in stock or not. Then I am calling this function. Just save it, Ctrl S. Our HTML page name is a12.html. Go to browser, search for a12.html. Here we are seeing ID is equal to 1, name is equal to mobile, price is in stock, true. This is how we can see the output by using This is how we can store product, we can store data in array format. Here I want to use double quotes. It will look nice. Save it, Control S, go to browser. Yeah, ID 1, name, mobile, price 13,000.5 is in stock, true. This is how we can work with our arrays in JavaScript. And we will see a real world example how to work with an array in our real time. Just close this. I want to create a new file. Now we will see an example how to work with array in our JavaScript. We will see an example. Image slider with collection of images dynamically from an array. This example we are going to see now. Image slider with collection of images dynamically from an array. We will see an example. Just go to Visual Studio Code, create a new JavaScript file. Like I want to create a13.html, doc type HTML, inside this head section, and we have body section. Inside this body section, I will use div tag. Inside this div tag, I will create a table. Inside this table, I want to see image name and image. Even image name and image I want to see in this table. For this table, I will give width as 500, border 2, cell spacing 5, cell padding 5, align center. I want to see my table in center. Inside this table, I will create a table row. Inside this, I will create a table data. Inside this table data, I want to see the name of my image. First, I will align it to center. Then I will give a ID as prod name. Then I will create one more table row. Inside this table row, I will create one more table data. Inside this table data, I will use image tag. For this image tag, img tag, I will give ID name as pic. Then I will give src. I want to, first I will give a image, like I want to see bike.jpg. Width I will give as 500, height 300, next I will create one more table row. Inside this table row I will create a table data. Inside this I will create a input tag with type range id. I will give a id name as txt range, and I will give minimum value as 0 and max as 4. Value should start with 0, and I will use on click event. I will use on change event because we are changing our image. We have to use on click. Next we will use in this table data. I will create input tag. I will give type as range and id I will give as txt range with minimum value 0 and max 4, value as 0. Then I will use on change event. In this I will call our function. First we have to create our function in our script tag. I have written a table to see product name in my first row and product image in my second row, and I am creating one more table row to change the range of the image. Whenever the range is changed from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2 till 4, our image will be changed dynamically from an array. Image and product name also will be changed dynamically from our array. I will show you how we can do it. Inside script tag, I will create a function show products. Inside this show products, first I will create a product's name and product images arrays where product names. We will create a product names array. Inside I want to put Samsung TV and iPhone and Nike shoe and Lee Cooper. Next I will create product images. Product images is equal to I want to see Samsung TV image in my first index. Then I have to print Samsung.jpg. Then in next index I want to see iPhone. Then iphone.jpeg. Next we have Nike shoe image. Nike.jpg. And next we have Lee Cooper. Lee Cooper.jpg. I want to change images dynamically from my array, and I am having two arrays with product names and images. I want to change this product name and images dynamically in my web page in this table. How we can do this? We will see now. In product names, I have given Samsung TV, iPhone, Nike shoe, Lee Cooper names. In product images, I have given address of the images. I have to send my product name and product images dynamically to my HTML elements. We will see how we can do this. First, I will create a variable called prod name. Inside this, I will take the ID of my prod name. Document.getElementById. Inside this, I will give my prod name ID of table data. Prod name. Next, I will create one more variable with pic. In this document dot, I will get element by ID. For my image tag, I am using ID pic. I will give my ID here. I will type my ID in my pic. Next, by using this ID names, whatever I have given for my table data, ID is equal to prod name, and for image element, I am using ID is equal to pic. I have to send my images and my product names and product images dynamically to this prod name and prod pic by using these IDs. How we can send it? First, we have to use the variable name of product names. First, I will change product names, then we will change product images. First, I will change product name dot inner HTML is equal to, I want to send my product names array whenever my text range is changing its value. Product names, inside this I will use txt range dot value. What I am doing here is I am having input element with ID is equal to txt range. Whenever my range value is increasing from 0 to 1, 1 to 2 till my max number 4, whenever this value is changing from 0 to 1, then control comes to my JavaScript. Whenever text range is changed to my number 1, then from my product names, I have to take from my index number 1, whatever the value I am having, Samsung TV, I have to send it to my prod name variable. How I can send it? By using that variable dot inner HTML. Inner HTML we use to send some input to prod name variable. That's the reason. What I want to send to my prod name variable? my first element of product names. That's the reason I'm giving products names txt range dot value. My txt range dot value is changed to 1. In my first index I have Samsung TV. Then my Samsung TV will store in prod name variable, and that prod name variable will be displayed in that Samsung TV will be displayed in my table data in first table row. Now for Samsung TV, when my table data is changed name, my product name is changed to Samsung TV, image also should change to Samsung image. How we can change it? For image tag, I am using id is equal to pic dot, you have to change location, you have to change the address of the image. Where will store address of the image? In src. So you have to use pic dot src. Then you want to change images from product images. Then you have to use product images dot you have to use product images array. Inside this you have to use text range dot value. Whenever text range dot value is changing dynamically, if it is changed to 1, product name will be changed as first index number Samsung TV. And whenever text range dot value changed to 1, I have to change image also. Then whatever the image I am having in my first index will be stored in my pic variable. My pic variable, by using document.getElementById by id pic, it will change the image address by using id. By using id is equal to pic. Then my first image will be appeared in my next table row. This is how we can work with arrays in our JavaScript. Save it, Ctrl S. You have to call your function in your HTML code. Our function name is show products. Just go to onChain. Here you have to call our method show products. Just save it, Ctrl S. Go to browser. Our HTML page is a13.html. You have to create a variable txt range is equal to document.getElementById. Our txt range id is txt range. Save it. Now txt range value, whatever we are storing in our txt range variable, it will be dynamically appeared in our product names txt range dot value array. Whatever the value we are getting here, it will be stored in my txt range dot value. Then our product names and product images will be changed dynamically. Save it, Ctrl S. We have done with our code. Just go to browser, search for our page a13.html. Just press enter. Then our first image, what we have written bike.jpg, is coming on our screen. Whenever I change the range of the image, then dynamically my images is changing. Samsung, it is showing my product name on the top of the image. You can see Samsung TV and image, iPhone and phone, Nike shoe and shoe, and Lee Cooper. This is how we can dynamically change images by using array. Whenever I am changing the range of my, from min value, it will from min value 0, it is changing to 1. Whenever my text range is changed to 1, by using this id, it will change my text range value variable to 1, and that 1 will be stored in my text range dot value. My product names array inside text range.value we have 1. That one, by using that text range 1 from my product names, whatever the first index value we stored, that will be visible in my page. And same when we come, and same will be and same thing happening for product images. Text range dot value. My text range value is my range is changed to number 1. That 1 will be stored in my product images. Text range dot value is 1. Product images 1. In my first index I have Samsung 01.jpg and that image will be stored in my pic.src. My pic variable consists of document.getElement by pic id pic. This src will be changed. Before I have bike.jpg in my src. After changing my product images text range.value as 1, my Samsung 01.jpg will store in my pic.src. Pic.src is this. In this src, my image address will be changed to 01.jpg. And same thing is going to happen for all the array index by using text range.value. This is how we can work with index. This is how we can work with arrays in our JavaScript.